Hey everyone, my name is Katie Masters. Grab yourself a cup or a bowl if you're me, and let's talk about query burnout. So what is query burnout? Query burnout is when you pitch your idea in query agents and get so many no's that you want to give up on writing, which is terrible and awful, and please don't do that. Don't do it. I know there are a lot of you out there in the Twitter world who have said, I want to give up, I'm just getting so many no's, I obviously suck at writing. You don't. You don't suck at writing, I promise. Most of the time when agents say no to you, it's because their list is full, maybe your query wasn't captivating enough, maybe you just pitched at the wrong time or to the wrong agent even though you thought it was the right one. There's like 50 million reasons why they say no to you. And when you start hearing a bunch of no's, it kills your soul a little bit each time, and it kind of makes you believe every bad thing you've ever thought about your writing and yourself with writing. But it's not true. It's not. You're not a bad writer. It just means the timing maybe wasn't great or the pitch wasn't. That's okay. But writer burnout really starts to take a toll on you, and a lot of people have given up writing. Like, not just given up on that book, given up writing because they got too many no's and it was too much for them and they quit. So that's what query burnout does. And I really don't want you guys to get query burnout. So the first stage is to recognize what query burnout is. That's what query burnout is. So before you hit that, before you get query burnout and want to throw yourself and your book off a cliff and, sink to the bottom of the sea, breathe. Breathe and hang on a second. After you've queried and you get a no, you can wait 6 months usually and then re-query. Usually with a better query, hopefully. And hopefully you've also kind of reworked your book, or at least the first 10 pages, which is supposed to hook them in. But usually you make, changes because they said no after reading the 10 pages. Some agents, you're not supposed to give 10 pages, it's just the query, which is why querying is like so intimidating. But for those who do ask for the first 5 to 10 pages, if they say no even based on that, maybe look at your work and kind of rework it. That's kind of your opportunity. And then in 6 months, you can query them again. Once you query an agent, it doesn't mean you can never do it again. In fact, if you wrote a second book, query that if you want to, if you feel ready to. That's fine. But don't just give up, because I promise you're not a bad writer. You're not a bad writer. Maybe you're a learning writer, but you're not a bad writer. You just have to learn to query better, or learn to pitch better, or maybe rework your writing if you feel that it needs it. Another reason people get query burnout is because they query everyone, like all of the agents, all at the same time. Don't pitch to all of your favorite agents all at the same time. Pitch to 4 or 5 at the most and see how that goes. If you get a bunch of no's, maybe you need to work on your query. Maybe it wasn't as strong as you thought it was, or maybe the beginning of your first 5 or 10 pages isn't as strong as you thought either. Maybe work on both of those. And then you can query the next batch of 5 people and see how that goes. But Katie, how would you know what query burnout feels like? I have done that. I have been there. I have almost given up. The first novel I ever queried got 23 no's. 23 no's. 23. The 25th one of them I never heard back from, but the 25th one, I got a yes. But that was after a year and a half of trying to get yeses, and all I got was no's, and then 6 months of not doing it, and then querying a last batch and being like, this is it. If I don't get a yes with this, I'm just gonna move on and continue working on my second book and pitch that, because I'm gonna give up. And I got a yes. So it just goes to show what persistence does for you. I wanted to give up, but I still pushed send anyways, because why not? What else have I got to lose? I know query burnout is going to tell you, you should, you're a crappy writer, no one wanted it, look at you, you suck. It's not true. That is the little evil voice in the back of your head called doubt. And doubt sucks, and we all have it. I have it every single day. but you need to ignore that voice and push send. And then try again, because that is pretty much what writing means. You just keep trying. And by the way, the second book that I wrote and got picked up, the one that's being published this spring, Beacons, that got 12 no's. That got 12 no's before I got a, and I got to put in my query letter, why yes, I am a published author, and I still got a no. But if you're feeling that query burnout, if you're really starting to feel and question everything you're doing and that maybe it's all wrong, breathe, recognize that it's probably query burnout, take a break, and try again. So if you're suffering from query burnout, hopefully you'll remember my advice. And if you're an author who has suffered it before, how did you get through it? Because I'm sure a bunch of us would like to know. Thank you for giving me some time out of your day for listening to this. If you really liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe. And if you really liked it, you can support me further by joining my writing Patreon or by buying my book. Like, that would be awesome. Thank you, and I look forward to talking with you guys in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!